Hey, come on, go. It is morning time. We didn't go dumpster diving last night. It wasn't worth it. It was like below windshield, so we did not go. This Arctic blast they were talking about, they weren't screwing around. No, I really just wanted to kind of staying warm, and well, I got this big old bag of wire right here that I would like to strip. Hardly ain't got any snow in there, so it's perfect. We're gonna drag this inside and strip some wire today. I think that's what I'm gonna do. As much as I wanted to go and get scrap last night, I knew in my head it wasn't going to be worth it. I think it was like 9 degrees, but then it was like 6 below windshield. Nah. As soon as I seen ice build up on my windows from the inside, I was like, nah, that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. We're trying to get this wire up in the trailer. Oh yeah. Oh. Yeah. I got other scrap metal I can tend to. Right, Mason boy? Oh. Yeah, he said he doesn't want to stay outside either. But we got these batteries. We're going to come in here. We're going to strip some wire and keep warm today. That's what we're doing. See if we can strip this wire. All of it. I got a whole other bucket inside the shop in there, but... Did you hear that? Even my door hinges are cold. It was telling me about it just now. Brr. So we got a big old bag of machine wire. I brought it into the trailer, and I got the wire stripping station right here set up. It's basically the same table I use for my editing. I eat off of it, I strip wire off of it, I do everything off of this table basically. The table that the camera is sitting on is like for GoPros and phones and just daily stuff that I use basically. There's Mason boy back there, but we're gonna strip wire and he's gonna like hang out behind me like a parrot, like he usually does. And yeah, we're gonna strip some wire. With it being as cold as it is out there right now, I could probably only handle about 15 minutes of it at a time. Last night was ridiculous. I was waiting for the storm to slow down, but like as the night went, it kept getting worse and worse and worse and colder, and I was like, man, no. I'm not gonna go out there and turn into a human popsicle for some potential scrap metal. You know, it's kind of a bummer because Wednesday is probably the best days for me to go out, typically because they pick up on Thursday, you know, and everybody throws out their stuff before trash day. Usually that's how that cycle would go for anybody really. But anyways, yeah, so what we got here is a strip Meister. It's screwed down to this table. I hook a drill up to it and I just lay it flat along the table so it doesn't spin around and stuff when we try to strip wire. And I got one of my bags is taped to the end of the table here, so when I feed wire in, it just spits it into the bag. So then, you know, we'll have a bag of wire that's ready to peel. Usually that's how I go about it. And the only tool that I really use is this pair of needle nose pliers, and I'll show you guys kind of what I do with that once we get into this. My granulator, I'm usually just used to throwing all this stuff into a granulator, but well, it's freezing balls out there right now, and it's not really worth chopping it up if I can't sluice it. Basically, I'd just be chopping it up into material that I can't process right away, which I don't want to do that. I want to get the money right now. And I want to stay somewhat warm doing it. So what I thought I would do today is we're going to be stripping wire for like 20 minutes or whatever, and then we're going to go outside to the workbench and process metal out there for probably 10 or 15 minutes, however much my hands and feet can take. And then we'll come back inside, warm up and strip wire, and repeat that process. We'll be going in and out. So basically we're using one GoPro for inside, and then we're going to use the GoPro that I usually have on my head out there for 10-15 minutes. Yeah. Anyways, let's strip this wire. No, seriously though, we're going to strip this wire. So basically, how I just explain it, and we're going to grab wire from this bucket, which is going to be like below me right here. It kind of slides into this table a little bit so I can have my legs around it. I'm just going to basically pull wire up and out of there, and I'm going to feed it into this machine. It's going to spit into that bag, and we're going to just keep doing that. And I don't even know what size setting it's set for. It's set for the smallest wire right now. All right, a couple of test runs right here. This is like some medium-sized wire stuff, but let's see. And I want to check to see if I'm making needles or not. By that I mean if I'm cutting too deep into this wire, it'll frail apart into sharp little barbs, which will stab you and you will have good times. But from what I see is I hit it right on the nail that time. See, piece of Beer Bright we have. Okay. So what we'll do is I'm going to take all these pieces that are about this size, or heck, even down here on the ground, just so I can separate the sizes, because we want to do the smaller stuff and then we're going to work our way up to the bigger stuff. Yeah. Like there's small stuff. Some of that's almost too short to where I wouldn't want to really strip it, but we will, since it's in here. Thicker wires. See, this wire is short pieces, but it's thicker gauge wire, so I could justify stripping it. You know, you want to strip the wires long enough, kind of like this, to where you can feel like it was worth grabbing this piece of wire again and stripping the plastic from it after you run it through that stripper. So, yeah. Mason boy's watching me, so I got to get to work. And this pair of needle nose pliers, it's got a really nice set of clippers on the end, so it cuts through this stuff if I need to make a cut on something. And that happens every now and then. But we're just pulling out all the around the same size wires so we can strip that stuff first. And then we got some thicker stuff down at the bottom. And then we got this double insulated wire that's got some really nice thick copper cable in it that I think we'll try stripping. I don't know, I've never really separated double insulated wire, but this stuff particularly, it's thick copper in there. Let's try it. I think we will try that. But we need to separate, continue separating. It's going to be the easiest way to do it with this stripper, because you can only switch from size to size and you got to do it manually. So separating the material is your best bet to do that first. See, I don't even know why that's in there. That's like a 6-inch piece of wire. I wouldn't strip this because it To me, when I pull this back out of the bag right here that we have just stripped, pulling this back out to peel the plastic off of that little piece of wire doesn't feel worth it to me. I would rather just sell that as machine wire and pick up a piece that's longer. Like even this piece right here that has a knot in it. Unknotting this, right? And getting it ready to run through that stripper, strip it. Do you want to pull this back out of that bag and peel 1.5 feet of wire? That's up to you. That's borderline to me. But all right, so we're kind of ready to start stripping this wire. So we're going to keep that pair of pliers handy to test every now and then when we go back and forth in between sizes, that we're actually stripping it correctly, because that's the last thing you want to do is pull this wire out of the bag that you have ran through the stripper to have a piece of wire that's not pulling free because it's not cut through all the way. Or if you cut too deep and you're throwing needles all over the place. I don't like doing that either. So every now and then when I go in between sizes, I'm going to usually just guess where this needs to be and just continue stripping it and testing it, so we don't have problems down the line. Because you can sit here and just run this stuff all day long and be like, yeah, it looks like it's cutting it good, you know, and this and that, but if you're not checking constantly, you're not going to get close enough to where you need to be to successfully strip it without causing issues. Then you're going to regret it, because then you got a whole bag of stuff that you ran that's going to be a pain in the ass to pull apart. You don't want that. That's why I don't want that. Like, see this piece right here? Did we cut deep enough on that? No, we didn't. Because I stripped a bigger piece of wire before that. See? So we want to tighten that down just a little bit, maybe like 1/4 or 1/8 of a turn. Try it again. Now see, it did. It cut it good that time. But I think what we just did, that was really close to creating needles. See? But that wasn't bad. So I'm no master at stripping wire, but I can strip it if I have to, and right now we kind of have to. And one thing I could say I've gotten kind of good at is stripping wire in small spaces. But I do like when I run this stuff, it all goes right into that bag. And when it comes out this one end, you guys, I mean, if you guys have a strip Meister, you can tell if it starts coming out the one end and you can see that copper very visibly. You can see that it created needles. Look at that. There's one right there. If you guys had that go in your thumb or your finger, you'll feel it. And you'll learn not to want to do that at all. Believe that. Yeah, e-waste Mike, I seen your video. You're wondering if I went out dumpster diving last night? Well, no, I didn't. And I don't think anybody was out there last night. That was rough. That was a very rough night. It was rough inside the trailer last night. I had both of these dish heaters on high, and I was using some propane to stay warm. I had to. I didn't have a choice. With all the heaters on, I could still see my breath in here. It wasn't good. But yeah, we just did all that smaller bits of wire. Yeah, with as good as prices are right now, I can see me sitting here stripping wire like this. I could see that. Yeah. I'll be right back. I'm just right here, okay? Don't go anywhere. I think this maybe is like 10 pounds of wire right here. And it's all around the same sized wire, so it's going to go by a lot nicer. Or go by a lot easier, okay? So slide that up underneath the table. It's this little bucket of wires. Alright. You got the stuff that's still braided together a little bit. With the pieces that I do, usually I can just throw one in and usually it'll pull itself apart. Make sure we're cutting it. Yeah, okay. Usually on every third piece I check and make sure that depth is right. Boom. It is. All right. I do it that way so I don't have to pull these apart. Usually if they're under 4 or 5 feet, you can get the machine to pull the wire apart for you. Every third piece I take a look, we're good. Okay. One thing I want to show you is with these pliers, see we got a good rhythm going, right? In the middle of this wire, I'm going to take this, I'm going to pinch it. See how I just pinched that? And the wire just exposed itself. Just enough to where I could separate the two with just my hand. Look. Now, you can go about it and get the wire and then you can peel it with your thumbnail. But if you do that over 1,000 times, you're going to screw your thumbnails up and it's going to hurt. You're going to get pain from doing that. So that's how I get around that issue, is I use needle nose pliers just to finish separating the wire from the insulation after it's done been stripped. Okay. Definitely not my choice of way to process wire, but if this is what I got, it's what I got. It's what I'm going to do. I'm just checking it. But yeah, we're doing good now. But remember, double check the wire and make sure you're not frickin' making messes. Making sure you're not turning it into sharp little copper barbs. Got a bunch of tape on the end right here. I've had this little wire stripper for years. I don't mind sitting inside and making money. This is actually probably going to be one of the most chill videos I've probably ever made because I work outside, you know. You guys can probably hear me crispy clear. And yeah, you know, in the back of my head, in the back of my head, man, I just I know I should have went out last night. I'm not going to say I know for a fact that I missed out on a bunch of stuff, but I very well could have. You don't know unless you go look. And, well, I was not having the weather yesterday. I'm allowed to say no to the weather. Okay, see, look. We're making barbs. See that? I don't want to make barbs. Loosen it a little bit. We get a piece that's too long, I'm not afraid to cut that down a little bit. Here. Right. So this is how I strip wire inside the travel trailer, if anybody was ever curious. When I strip wire, this is how I'm going to do it, especially in the winter. So after this little bit, we're going to go outside and do some scrap on the bench for 10-15 minutes. Go slow, Mason boy. Take it easy. You don't have to skip every step and just jump. The leap of faith, I swear. This is going right in here. The knot strip pile right there. Okay. Let's go get my toolbox. Oh, come on. My locks don't work when they're frozen. Yeah. It's not gonna open. Jeez. Okay, butthole. We're just gonna have to grab it from this side. Okay. Snow removal. Okay. Ooh. What was that? Everything's frozen. Yeah. Okay. Tin shred. Yeah, it's good. Cast. I gotta fluff my bags up over there a little bit too. I don't want Mason to freeze. I gotta get him inside real quick too. Aluminum wire. These are extruded. Cast. Sheet. And Romex wire. That'll do. That will do. Come on, time to go inside. Yeah, he's like, let's go. Oh! My mustache. Yeah, he's ready. See, that wasn't long at all, right, Mason boy? You stay in there, you stay warm. Yeah, my mustache is icing up already. Yeah, it's cold. Woo! So we got like, I'm gonna spend 5 more minutes out here. Get this snow out of here. Whee. Random wires, random frozen wires. But this is light wire right here. And we'll take care of this first. We got to clip all those little thingies off of there. Hand's already freezing. These, breakage. Garbage. Separate, separate. I'm gonna go just until I can't feel my fingers. This wire, this light wire, it's so cold that it, instead of like, it feels like it's cutting, it feels like it's snapping it. Yeah. I mean, this propane and this heater, I could have that on right now, but that ain't hardly gonna do anything to keep me warm. It's gonna keep like half an ass cheek warm, and that's it. Okay, and this is all cut up. I don't think there's any ends left on it. It's getting hard to breathe a little bit. Got all that frozen to the bottom. Well, we're getting a good buildup. That's aluminum wire right there. Gotcha. That's a piece of wire. Romex in there. There. Plugs right here are breakage. Woohoo! What? Those are some super thin machine wires. We can empty that out too while we're here. It's a nice piece of wire. Yeah, this is machine wires. I'm gonna throw that right in the machine. Besides that piece, that's extension. Plastic can. Okay, machine wire. What's this? Com wire. Good, com wire. Romex. More Romex. Light wire. Oh! Alright. The hands and feet are pretty much gone, frozen. Yeah, I should have cardboard in here like Leanne told me to do. Definitely. No. Not gonna let me. Almost had it sliding out a little bit. Ah, you pissed me off. You come out. Get out of there. Thank you. Should have tried whipping this one. To whip it good, okay? That one doesn't need to be whipped, I don't think. No. Come on. You can come on, come on. Get out of there. Come on. What the heck? Let's go. Now. Come on, you turd. Get out of there. Yeah. Piece of air right out of that. Yeah. Get in there. What's this, brass? What do we got? Brass. Plate wire. There's a nice piece. Yeah. This is stainless steel heating element. The brass is sticking to my gloves. It's so cold. Is this brass? Whatever the heck this is. The whole thing's stainless steel. Cut the handle off and stainless steel it. Don't really care what that is. That's just tin shred to me. Yep. Oh, they're size small. These aren't even gonna fit me. I don't know. Give them to somebody. I don't have small feet. My feet ain't small. Okay. Yeah. Okay, we got a quick stick, solid paint marker. Paint markers. Take them inside, I guess. All right. Yeah. We're gonna go get warm. We're gonna go get warm now. Oh, piece of wire. Look at this. We got a machine wire bag. We're gonna just sell it. Short pieces. I got sickles on my mustache. You see that? Are you looking? Yeah, we're going inside. Oh, okay. All right. I'm gonna warm up and we're gonna get right back on this wire.